Hi, I'm Rich Torrey. Welcome to another Level Up Cartooning. All you need to follow along with me is a pencil and paper. It doesn't get any easier than that, right? So with the summer flying by, I've been meaning to get to some lessons to help tighten up our overall character drawing skills. Today we're going to focus on the character's head. Most of us, when we begin to draw, will start with the eyes and build a forward-looking face and head, then add a body. What I want to do is give you an easy template to use to then practice drawing that character's head in many different positions or angles, including the forward-facing view, but also 3/4 and profile and 3/4 looking up and down. Using this template will help you to begin to get more comfortable drawing heads in different angles. It will also get you in the habit of starting with the shape of the head instead of starting with the details like eyes. For today's exercise, we're going to start with a very simple character's head, Morty Smith from the hilarious Rick and Morty. Then we'll take it up a notch by drawing Dipper Pines from Gravity Falls. Dipper's head has a slightly more sophisticated contour, and to make it a little more tricky, he's wearing a hat. Anyways, before we get started, make sure you hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button as it helps this channel to grow, and hit the bell so you never miss a lesson. Alright then, let's get to our head turning exercise with Morty Smith and Dipper Pines. Alright, for our head turning exercise, we're going to draw 5 angles. Straight on, 3/4, profile, 3/4 looking up, and 3/4 looking down. These are only a sampling of the many angles to choose from when it comes to drawing your character's head, which not only include drawing these various poses from a straight on view, but also from above or below. There are infinite possibilities, which is why for the purposes of this exercise, we'll start with these 5. I'll start out by giving you this template, which you'll see me sketch out in orange very lightly, before starting our roadmap for our first character's head, which I will draw in blue pencil, for no other reason other than to separate the step. Feel free to just use one pencil for this. Next, I'll begin to refine or rough out the features a little more using a purple pencil. Again, simply to separate the step. And then finally, we'll draw in the details using a black pencil. Okay, so let's get to the simple head turning exercise using Morty Smith from Rick and Morty. Okay, so there's our simple head-turning exercise using Morty Smith from Rick and Morty. Before we go on, I just wanted to point out that while Morty's head is very round, with that strange blob of hair, it's not a perfect sphere. I mention this to remind you that when you sketch out those initial circles, you want to do so lightly, because again, in the end, while his head is round, it's also a bit lumpy and imperfect. That's the style. I want you to remember this as we go to draw our next more sophisticated head, that being Dipper Pines. We're going to use that circle again just as a starting point, but Dipper has, among other things, cheeks that stick out a bit, even in the straight-on view, even more so in the 3/4 view. You may be asking, what good is starting with a circle then? Well, it provides us with a reference point, something to either build off of or to use as a gauge to position aspects of Dipper's face that would be harder to get right if you were just trying to draw them on a blank page. Okay, so what do you say we draw our head-turning exercise using Dipper from Gravity Falls? Alright, so there's our head turning exercise using Dipper Pines from Gravity Falls. Definitely more challenging than our first go around with Morty for sure. Getting the contour of the cheeks and the ears and the hair, to say nothing of that confounded hat brim. It all looks so simple until you try it. But to me, that challenge is what makes it fun. So how do you think you did? Understand, if you've never done a head-turning exercise like this before, or drawn Morty or Dipper before, you can't expect to have drawn them perfectly. You'll notice I don't spend time coloring our Morty or Dipper head-turning drawings during this video because I want my lesson to focus solely on the drawing process. Now you have the secret formula, the process for drawing this simple head-turning exercise. And with that, you can use it to draw Morty and Dipper again and again. And by all means, color them when you're done. I promise each time you draw them, it'll be a little better and a little easier. I also encourage you to draw our two characters in other angles and try other characters using this same template. So I'd love to see your turnaround drawing of Morty and Dipper. If you can, take a picture and post it on either Facebook or Instagram, and don't forget to include the hashtag #LevelUpCartooning. I hope you had as much fun as I did with this one. Remember to subscribe, and thanks for joining me. Until next time, keep drawing, my friends.